You are listening to Single Smart Female. This is Jen, explaining the possibilities in your love life and examining your mantourage dating experiences. I am here to help you do life and love on your terms by tipping the scales of love permanently in your favor. So don't forget to text this episode to all of your single smart girlfriends, and let's get started. Hi there, lover girl. It's your romantic fairy godmama coming to your ears today with a romantic fairy godmama quickie. Now, today's quickie topic is a good one, so make sure you're listening. Are your insecurities ruining your chances with him? And the short answer is hell yes, they are. But let's dive into it and let me help you out with that. So let's put the fact on the table that every woman has insecurities. Okay, our thighs are too big, we don't feel smart enough, we don't feel successful enough, we feel that we're not pretty enough, we're not this enough, we're not blah, 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 blah. We have a whole bunch of shitstorms going in our head about insecurities, most of which are highly inaccurate, okay? So I'm going to tell you in just a minute, I'm going to tell you what men actually think. But beforehand, let's just address the insecurities because I think we've been living in insecurities for a while. I think that's what women have done historically. But I think it's getting worse in many ways because of social media and because we're comparing ourselves to each other all the fucking time. And we have to stop because it's not sexy. It's not attractive. And to make everybody else responsible for your insecurities, which most of us do without even realizing, is really, really unattractive. So with all of that said, regardless of industries and what they have done historically to make women feel a certain way, or my favorite, the doctors who are telling women how, old they look or whatever, they're segueing from general medicine into doing Botox and stuff to make more money. I really hate that one too. To just what we see in general on social media. We have to come to a place where we decide that we are good enough, okay? Now, does that mean, you have to do self-love stuff all the time and think that your life is going to be perfect, especially love life? No, that's not exactly how it works, okay? But we can manage our insecurities, we can address them, and we can keep showing up in a way that actually starts to calm them and put them to rest. And one of the most helpful places to do that is actually with men, because I personally believe that's where most of our insecurities come out because so many of us are afraid of not being able to find love. So let me tell you a couple things that you need to know that will help. If you embrace these things, this will help your love life and your dating life specifically enormously. Okay, let me tell you a couple things about men. So first off, we all have insecurities. Men have their insecurities too. Men typically are better at not vocalizing them constantly, okay? Typically, I'm not saying all the time, but typically they're better. So we automatically perceive them as being more confident. And the same thing is true for us. A woman who's not constantly talking about her insecurities and what she doesn't like about herself is perceived as more confident. And what I want you to know about men is that men actually, let's talk about body image specifically, men actually love women that are comfortable in their skin. Now, when I started this whole mantourage dating process, I actually had never been secure in my skin. Not once in my life whatsoever. I had constantly criticized myself. And then I just decided, and with some of the work that I was doing at the time, that I was going to stop doing that. And I was also going to stop vocalizing at any point that I had all of these insecurities about my body. And men perceived me as really loving my body. And as they perceived me doing that, me showing up, not constantly complaining and feeling really comfortable in my skin, I actually started feeling a fuck ton more comfortable in my skin. Okay? And it kept getting better and better. Now, of course, I would hit like every woman, I'd hit some slumps. But let me tell you, when you're not constantly harping on those things and you actually tell yourself that it's okay for you to accept who you are physically and otherwise,
and realize that men are very attracted to that, and that whole not being super insecure about it and just feeling really comfortable. It doesn't matter what size you are. You have a presence about you that is automatically skyrocketed all the way up there in sexiness. Just that self-acceptance, okay? So practice it. Try it on. Work on not saying anything in front of men especially, and just really starting to be okay and telling yourself, I'm actually really cool like I am right now. I look pretty damn good. Taking care of yourself now. Now, that doesn't mean you can't work out or anything. I think it's wonderful. It's super sexy to take care of yourself, but not at the expense of hating yourself. A lot of us beat ourselves up in order to try to motivate ourselves to get in better shape and feel better about our bodies. That shit doesn't work long term. It only works potentially momentarily, and it sets up a vicious cycle. So, okay, great. You're going to take care of yourself. And meanwhile, you are going to be okay and even start to love yourself just where you're at and have fun along the way. Now, the second thing I want you to know about men don't need to hear your apologies, your excessive apologies. And that's what we women do. We apologize for everything. We apologize for our bodies. We apologize. The word sorry comes out of our mouth all the time. Men are highly attracted to women who do not say sorry all the time. So those are two things I'm giving you today. Work on how you show up as yourself, in your skin, in your body. And it doesn't have to be just body image stuff too. You do not have to, you don't owe it to anybody to apologize for yourself excessively. And unless you do something absolutely horrifically wrong, but just apologizing about who you are and who you are in life, that's not something that you need to do. And you do not, under any circumstances, have to sit there and tell everybody and broadcast all the things that you think are wrong with you. And in fact, I'm going to challenge you to start recognizing how many things are actually right about you.
Hey, Lover Girl. Thanks for joining me today and texting this episode to all of your single smart girlfriends. If you have a question that you'd like to submit for on-air consideration, or want to learn more about working with me, then meet me over at singlesmartfemale.com. See you there.